Hello, you heretics and apostates. Thank you for joining me today. I am going to go over Ananna and the Huluppu tree and discuss some of the commonality and the symbolism between the Garden of Eden story and Ananna and the Huluppu tree. So the tree of life, the sacred tree, or the world tree motif is a common theme throughout ancient Mesopotamia as well as other cultures. So let's first look at the different creation stories. I have some slides. Ooh, here we go. Genesis 2. In the Garden of Eden, there are two sacred trees, one of which the Creator God Yahweh forbids human consumption. So he tells Adam and Eve, there's this tree you can't eat. The other trees, you're good to go. But in the creation story in Genesis 1, we're told that the Elohim, so the many gods, said everything's good. You can eat any tree you want, all the fruit, everything's here for you. So there were no limits in this story. Boop. So now let's look at Ananna and the Huluppu tree. We read that after heaven moved away from earth, and after earth had separated from heaven, after the name of mankind had been fixed, Ananna was walking along the Euphrates and sees a mighty tree. The south wind begins to blow and tears away at its branches, and the tree gets swept away. Ananna, as she's walking, sees this tree and decides that she's going to grab it. Now, this is a very special tree because the tree was watered by the Euphrates. So it's a mighty tree. So she grabs this tree, she takes it back to her garden and she plants it, and she takes care of it for 10 years. So for 10 years, this tree grows. She loves it. She takes care of it her own self with her own hands. And after the 10 years, she finds out that, a zoo bird, I maybe should move that. I'm sorry. Oh, I can move that. Look at that. Oh, I'm so smart. Okay, so the zoo bird has made its nest in the tree. A snake, which knows no charm, has built its nest in the base of the tree. And the Lilith, or the Lilitu, or the Lilu, has also built itself a home in the tree. So Ananna starts to weep, and Gilgamesh hears her weeping and comes to her aid. And when he comes to her aid, he completely cuts the tree down. So he doesn't just take some of the branches. He cuts the tree down. He makes Inanna a bed for her to sleep on and a throne. And this was something that she was dreaming about. So it was what she wanted from the tree. But he just swooped right in and got rid of the pests and cut the tree down. So it was no longer this great mighty tree. Anyhow, so he also builds himself something out of her sacred tree. So this is possibility referring to women becoming the property of men, the necessity of marriage. Here are some symbols of Inanna. On Inscriptions, it makes it easier to see her without seeing her face. You can see these symbols and you know it's her. And her name means Lady of Heaven, Nin Anna. That's what it translates to be. Okay, so here you can see the symbols. It's a kind of like a reed doorpost with a circle at the top. That's a symbol of Inanna. And here are more. I don't know if you'll be able to see them on your screen, but there's a ringed pole. So it's just a pole with these rings. That is also a symbol of Inanna. There again, you see those reed doorposts with the circle at the top. Here's the ring pole. You can see the ringed pole with the little ringies there. That's her. Oh, and there is the symbol of Ishtar, the eight pointed star. That's a symbol of Inanna Ishtar. And Inanna Ishtar are the same goddess. We remember that from Enheduanna, the high priestess. That was what she did. She kind of combined them and made them into this mighty mother warrior goddess. And there she is, Inanna again. She a lot of times has wings, quivers of arrows, because again she is a fighter, a huntress, war god. Anything else? I think that's it. So I had some other things that I wanted to read to you. So many of the inscriptions that we find of Inanna are of her holding this tree, this sacred tree. And the trees are conduits of life and fertility, a connection of the spirit world to ours. If the tree of life represents the goddess, when Gilgamesh uprooted her, like I had explained before, that kind of cut off her ability, her connection to the spirit world, to the underworld, and to heaven. And it was a patriarchal move, her being subjugated to the man. I mean, this happened over time, but the stories slowly over time, they showed the goddesses being either not written about or being put below the male goddesses. The life force of the tree is eliminated when Gilgamesh cut it down. The snake that Gilgamesh chased away, that had made its home, it knew no charm, that made its home in the tree, likely likely symbolizes regeneration, health, and fecundity. The zoo bird could possibly represent Inanna's heavenly connection because she also had wings, she could fly. And the Lilith, or the Lilitu or Lilu, that fled to the desert may have been a symbol of freedom of choice and independence that we don't really have anymore as females. So, an allegorical tale for the degradation of women. I hope I explained that okay. I think I did a better job on my TikTok. But anyhow, it was just a quick little story. I thought I'd show some of the symbolism. Oh, so in the Garden of Eden, I guess I should tell you. So we're cut off from the tree, where we no longer have access. We feel shame. We don't have the power to create anymore on our own. We need the help of the men. We don't have our own power. We are subjugated to men through marriage, or property, treated as property. Well, I hope I went over everything. Oh, because the snake in the Garden of Eden story, like I've said before, snakes represent two different sides. They can also represent a chthonic side, which would be more of the shady aspect of the snake, but we're talking mostly about the health aspects, the healing abilities, the regeneration abilities of the snake in the Garden of Eden text in Ananna and the Huluppu tree. Okay, if you have any questions, I apologize. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. I'm gonna go because I don't know what I'm doing. That's right. I wanted to say I hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. I'm really excited about this. And because of that, I am going to do a giveaway. I said when I hit 1,000, I'm going to do a giveaway. So I will be doing that. I just need to figure out how. So if anybody knows how to do a giveaway on YouTube, let me know. Thank you so much for subscribing. Y'all are the greatest.